Hey, and welcome to another episode of Ditch the Box. I've got something very special for you. It is, well, it's not this, but it is this. Right, so first with this is actually the Logitech Meetup. I'm not going to do a review of the Logitech Meetup. It's been around for 7 years and it's sold over 1 million devices, which is an incredible feat. It was one of the first, if not the first, all-in-one AV soundbars. It had software-based group framing, 4K camera with mechanical pan and tilt microphones, speakers, connectivity to your laptop or PC or your room system, and it's still selling very strong. Times are changing, and we need more from our systems, which brings us to the present. So, Logitech have released 3 different bars over the last few years: the Rally Bar, Rally Bar Mini, and the Rally Bar Huddle. You'll know all this. You can use them for BYOD, and you can use them for appliance mode, so built in Team, Zoom, and others. And you can also use them as USB AV soundbars on your Teams rooms on Windows, your Zoom room on Windows, your Google Chromebox, and that sort of thing. So, Logitech have announced officially this, which is called the Meetup 2. It's an imaginative name, as you would expect, but effectively it is the sequel to one of the best-selling AV soundbars in history. So I'm going to take you through it. So this is the device. It's got a great camera. It's actually the same camera from the Rally Bar Huddle. It's got a manual privacy shutter. Little flip of the switch here, and you can hide the lens when you're not using it. You can also open the lens when you want to start your video call. There are reasons to have the lens actually open at all times, and that is if you want to take advantage of things like people count. Right, so if I hold the two devices kind of top and bottom here, you can see Meetup 2 is a little bit bigger, not a huge amount bigger than the original Meetup. Looks wise, it couldn't be more different. If you look at the Meetup, it is effectively a mini version of the Rally Bar. The Meetup 2 kind of has a little bit of a new design language. It's kind of rounded corners, a little more squared off, that sort of thing. The grill on the front kind of harkens back to the original grill on the Meetup, so that instead of a fabric covering like the Bar Mini, and Huddle, it's got this kind of plastic perforated cover that covers the speakers and the microphone array that's over here. If I move around to the back, you can see I've got a port for the ported speaker. I've got a little cavity here, which is where all of the cable connections are, that sort of thing. And just like with Rally Bar Mini, and Rally Bar Huddle, Logitech being obsessed with cable management, it also includes this little cable cover, so kind of snaps in place. You can run the cables above or below to make it nice and tidy, and also so that the users can't actually unplug it, steal it, that sort of thing. I am just going to take the clip off and then show you the connectivity. You've got a power connection, USB-C, you've got HDMI, so unlike the Meetup 1, this has actually got HDMI connectivity. It also has a network port. If you look right here as well, you've got 3 buttons. Those 3 buttons are the same 3 buttons you would find on a Rally Bar Mini, and Rally Bar Huddle. So namely the reboot button, the reset button, and the Bluetooth button. And then down here, we've actually got a multi-mount. It's not like the Rally Bar Huddle multi-mount, which is removable. This is actually fixed in place, and when it's folded up, it's kind of neatly tucked in underneath. But if I want to do things like tripod mount, it's got the tripod mount screw hole there. I can unfold it, unfold this bit here, fold its legs underneath, and then I can use it as a monitor clip. So you can actually, like a webcam, actually set it on top of a display. I can also use that to table mount the device. And of course, if I want to, I can close all that up, fold it around the back, and use it to wall mount. So I can actually wall mount this below the display, whichever I need to. And then this little hole here is actually, for those that know the Meetup well, it is actually, so you can retrofit this onto where you've already got a Meetup 1 in place. And this is the Meetup 1 wall mount. It would actually just screw to the wall like that. And then this actually just fits into that little slot. And then you can use it to wall mount. So if you've got a Meetup 1 and you're replacing it with a Meetup 2, you just take the Meetup 1 off the old wall mount and put the Meetup 2 in its place. You don't need to drill any more screw holes or anything like that, damage the walls. You just put it where it needs to go. It also supports the old Meetup TV mount, if you've got that, that was used for mounting above or below the display, where you couldn't actually fix it to the wall. Right, let's talk about characteristics. So, as I mentioned, this is the same 4K camera from the Huddle, effectively the same sensor, same lens, all that kind of thing. It has 120 degree diagonal field of view, and it looks really, really great, really bright. Has all the right sight technology built in. The right sight 2 technology is also built into this. Where the Meetup 1 was just a USB AV soundbar, albeit a very good one, this one has a bit of a brain. So it's got a processor inside, and it has all of the kind of built-in smarts for right sight and right sound. 2, it's got things like backlight compensation and all that sort of thing from the right sight technology, but the right sight 2 technology means it's also got group framing, speaker view, and also grid view built into the device itself. The Meetup 1 relied on the sync application being installed either on the compute, the laptop, or on the actual roommate, for instance, if you wanted to use it for that. And that's where it got its brains, if you like. The software on sync was actually telling the camera where to go, and all it did was group framing. This actually has all the technology built into the device itself. First question you're going to ask is this an appliance? And the answer is no. It is a smart device, but actually doesn't have things like Teams rooms, Google rooms, Zoom rooms, or anything else built onto the device itself. It is a USB AV soundbar, albeit a very clever one because it has all of those technologies built in. It means if you set a particular framing mode, you unplug it, you plug it back in somewhere else, it's going to use the same framing mode it was using the last time. I also showed you that it has an Ethernet port. Meetup 1 was not a manageable device in the traditional sense for enterprises, if you like. If you wanted to upgrade the firmware, drivers, or anything like that, you would have to go around with a laptop, plug it in, and manage it that way. You could also manage it through the sync application installed on the compute, and you could kind of do that remotely. With Meetup 2, you can actually manage this from sync. You can connect this directly to the internet, either via Ethernet or built-in Wi-Fi, connect it to your sync tenant, and actually manage these separately. As I said, it's a USB AV soundbar. It's effectively the Rally Bar Huddle, but with a different disguise, and it doesn't have the appliance built in. It's the same microphone array as the Rally Bar Huddle Mini and Bar, the same camera from the Huddle, but in a newer package. Right, so let's just take you through the website. The first thing you'll note is it's available starting August. It's the end of July, so you don't have long to wait. The other thing is the price, $849. That's actually less than the Meetup 1 was 7 years ago when it first came out. 7 years on, it does more things and actually costs less. Meetup 1, of course, has come down in price a little bit since it was originally launched, but I think you'll agree Meetup 2 represents very good value. Right, scrolling down, you can see the design language there in this little video. Unlock the potential of AI in your BYOD and PC-based small rooms. That kind of gives you a clue as to how you might use the Meetup 2. So, and this is another clue. Simple and flexible deployments. So PC based, as I said, it's a USB AV soundbar. You plug it into your compute and away you go. But also you can use it for BYOD. So Meetup 1, of course you could use it for BYOD. It was just a USB AV soundbar. You plug in the USB, you'd use the camera, mic, and speakers from the Meetup. And if you wanted to put your laptop display on the front of room display, you'd need an HDMI connection. Meetup 2 is very much like the Rally Bar Mini, Rally Bar Huddle, and Rally Bar in that you can do 2 cable BYOD, 1 USB cable for the audio and video, and of course a separate HDMI ingest on the back of Meetup 2 to connect your laptop display to the front of room display. Meetup 2 has a little trick up its sleeve though. It actually has built-in DisplayPort alt mode, or DP alt mode, and thanks to an accessory you can buy on top of Meetup, this one here, the active USB cable, it is actually just a 5-meter active USB 3 cable that supports DP alt mode. So this cable, in conjunction with the cleverness actually in the bar itself, means that you can do single cable BYOD. 1 USB-C cable, 5 meters from the bar itself over to your laptop to connect the audio and video from the bar, and of course project your laptop display through the Meetup onto the front of room display that's connected to the back of the Meetup as well. AI enhanced right side 2, I mentioned this a few times, group view, grid view, speaker view, but also camera zones. So camera zones, if you don't know anything about that, that is basically where you can configure effectively a boundary or a box around the area in your room that you want to use for tracking. So things like group framing, speaker tracking, and that sort of thing. What you want to do is focus on the area where you want things and people tracked, right? So if you've got a room that's like a glass box, 1 to 3 glass sides, you want to track people in the room, not outside the room, not the other side of that glass. Also, if you deploy a bar into an open area, that also presents a challenge. You don't want to start tracking people that happen to be walking by the open area where your meeting area actually is. So with camera zones that's built into all the bars, including Meetup 2, you can actually bring in the sides, bring in the back to actually define the box with which you want people tracked. So really, really clever stuff. Right Sound 2. So Right Sound has been around for a little while. It's a set of audio processing algorithms and that sort of thing. I won't bore you with the original because the new is even better. So the boffins at Logitech decided to completely rewrite all of the algorithms that are built into the audio processing in the bars. And that is from Meetup 2, Huddle, all the way through to Rally Bar Mini and Rally Bar. With Right Sound 2, you actually get much better voice equalization, noise suppression, and echo suppression. That actually starts to increase the actual audio pickup. My favorite though is the noise suppression. I might do another video at some point to demonstrate the technology and the algorithms and the smart and cleverness that's built into Right Sound 2. But for now, just trust me, it is night and day good when you compare it to the to Right Sound 1. Of course, I talked about those mounting options, that multi-mount, wall mount, TV mount, shelf mount if you want, but also you can hook it onto the wall mount or TV mount from Meetup 1. So again, retrofitting where you did have a Meetup 1 and you want to put in Meetup 2 to take advantage of all that cleverness, away you go. Single cable BYOD, we spoke about this. The other thing is digital signage. So Meetup 2 supports digital signage straight out the box. Thanks to the Sync platform, effectively all this is a static image you can upload into Sync to display on the front of room display in your BYOD room. You could put a QR code, you can brand it, you could do whatever you want with it effectively. But what you can also see down here is there's more digital signage options coming soon. So things like app space. So if you've got app space playlists and stuff, you can actually have digital signage running on your BYOD space. And it says other platforms. So Microsoft announced that they were going to be supporting digital signage in MTR on Windows. So maybe that will give you a clue into additional digital signage options. Of course, Zoom also has digital signage built into the back of their room system. So stay tuned for more. It's certified for Teams, for Zoom, for Google Meet. Easy to manage. As I said, it's got an Ethernet connection and also a Wi-Fi connection, so you can connect it to your sync instance and manage it from the cloud. That includes all of the settings, firmware management, everything else. Really great stuff for your BYOD estate. Means you don't have to go around with a laptop to start upgrading and updating and that sort of thing. And another thing that Meetup 2 actually supports, if you've got the select plan, so this down here, is remote UI support. So it means you can actually remotely control the Meetup, actually get on the front room display, do things like testing from wherever you happen to be. You need to be on the same network. You need to be on the web UI, what Logitech call local network access, but it means you can actually remotely control your device as long as you've got the select plan. Of course, you can't say Logitech without saying sustainability. Everything that Logitech does these days is made with recycled plastic, and the Meetup 2 is no different. Meetup 2 includes 62% of certified post-consumer recycled plastic. That's huge. It means that they're melting down effectively old plastic devices, plastic video cameras or competing cameras or whatever, and using it in the injection molding process, while still making it just as strong and aesthetically pleasing as it would be if they used virgin plastic. So saving the planet one bar at a time. Of course, responsible packaging. Everything you buy from Logitech these days is a cardboard box instead of plastic bags and sleeves and covers and things like that. You'll start to see paper envelopes, paper bags and pouches and things for little fiddly bits and cables and all that sort of thing. And of course, they're telling everybody else how to achieve the same goals as that. Complete the solution, as I said, if you wanted to use this for MTR Zoom Room on Windows, you'll need a touch console. And of course, if you want to do that single cable BYOD, you can use the active cable. And of course, down here is a table that compares Meetup 2 with Meetup 1, but also Rally Bar Huddle. As I said, Meetup 2 and Rally Bar Huddle are eerily similar. They might look different, but effectively it's the same camera and the same microphone array. Rally Bar Huddle has appliance built in. Meetup 2 does not. It still has all of the cleverness of Rally Bar Huddle, but in just a much cheaper package. I won't drain this. I'll put the link in the video description anyway, so you can explore, so you can compare the three products and what the use cases might be for your organization. Right, and there you go. That was a quick look at Meetup 2. I'll do another video to show you how to provision the device. Logitech has got a nice little cool app for that. Don't want to spoil it, but it's really, really cool. I'll also do another video to actually demonstrate Meetup 2, maybe record from the audio and the video on the device so you can judge the quality for yourself. So if this has been useful, go ahead and give me a like, share with your friends, and of course, if you can, subscribe to get more content. A lot more stuff on the way. Thanks for watching.